Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thriving Thursday. I am Lakeisha Major, the owner of Journey to Greatness, where I inspire individuals not to just survive, but to thrive in every area of their life. So if this is your first time joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Also want to welcome those that are returning guests. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Know that this is interactive, so you're welcome to comment below. You're welcome to hit the thumbs up, the hearts, the laughter, whatever emoji that you might like for interactions. You're welcome to also put in the comments where you are logging in from. So welcome, 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 welcome. I am super excited. I'm always super excited for Thursdays because this is my night. This is what I love to do, and I've grown to love to do as what one is that? My music just wants to continue on today. So we're going to, I don't know what it's doing. No. Remind me tomorrow. Okay. It had a mind of its own today. It just wanted to do whatever it wanted to do. It said it did not want to stop. It wanted to get y'all in the rhythm, give y'all a little dancing before we get started. So now that I have that started, yes, happy Friday Eve. It is, I can't believe this week is almost over with. Like, I have been so excited about this week. I wouldn't say that the week went by slow, but it's so much going on this week that I am like, whoo. So the first thing is that regionals for track started for my son this week. So day 1 was yesterday, and they had to run the 4x2. Day 2 is Saturday, which he will run the 4x1 and the 4x4 for regionals. So yesterday, I've been on this hunt of them breaking the school record, and so last week they won first for their 4x2 in counties, as well as first for their 4x4 in counties. This week they got third. Yes, they got third for their 4x2 yesterday. It was such a close race. It was almost like a deja vu kind of last week, where the other team was first and we edged them in the end and placed first. Well, this week we were first and the other team edged us in the end. It was like actually 3 teams this week that were right there in the close. And so the times were like 1.29.61 something was the team that got first. The second team was 1.29.692. And then we got 1.29.699. It was so close that they had to go over another decimal just to get the exact placement of the finisher. So we were excited. They ran a little bit slower this week than they did last week. And that's okay. They are still doing great. And their time still qualified them to run in states next week, which will be at Morgan State. So they have that opportunity to run it again and a chance of trying to break the all-time school record, which they are less than a second away from doing that. They're ranked number 3 in the all-time school record. So 1 and 2 are their times are really close. So right now they are number 3. So it's an exciting season, and we will see how Saturday goes with day 2 with the 4x4. So we'll know. I found out today that one of their runners in the 4x2 has a hamstring injury, and so that could have played a little bit into their time yesterday and how they did. But he is a phenomenal runner. He runs the 100, the 200, the 4x2, and the last 2 track meets he's ran the 4x4 with them. And so the 4x4 team has done well this whole season, but they really dropped their time significantly last week in counties. And so I am praying for this athlete that has a hamstring injury. He won't be able to run with them on Saturday. They're going back to their original guy on Saturday for the 4x4, but I'm praying that he is better for next week for state so they can run and do well in the 4x2. As well as he is a fast runner, so he, already qualifies to run in state for the 100 and the 200, I believe. When I look at the rating, when I look at the chart, it says that he has advanced to, and I think that means he's advanced to states. Now, they had the 100 and 200 primaries. I'm just going to say that because with these braces, I can't say the whole thing. So they had the primaries yesterday, and then the finals for the 100 and 200 will be on Saturday, which he will not be able to compete in those finals because of his hamstring injury. So praying that he ices it, rehabs it, and is ready to go next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. So they can run in the 4x2. If not, they just have to find a replacement and try to still do well, I'm assuming. It's kind of like, Durant got hurt. And what did he get? He got hurt in the before the last game of the last series, and so now he is still hurt. Like, he is not going to be ready for tonight. He hasn't started practicing, which means that he probably is most likely is not going to play on Saturday for Game 3. So I'm kind of predicting that he will be back by their last game in this series, which is Game 5, to take on the West Championship. Game 5, it will be next Wednesday. So hopefully he will be back by then so he can play in Game 5. Now, I still, like I told y'all on Tuesday on Just Thrive, I still do not know who's going to win the Bucks and the Raptors game. I truly believe that series is going to Game 7. I don't know yet who's going to win it. It's going to be a tight all the way to the end. And I probably won't make my prediction till after Game 2, maybe Game 3 that comes on Sunday. I might make it then, but after Game 1, I'm still kind of up in the air as to what I want, who I think will win that game or win that series. So I don't know. I can't predict that one. I like sports, but I don't know all the ins and outs all the time. It's me. I just kind of make a guess at how they play. I don't know all the players' names and all of that stuff. So we will see what happens with that. But with that, welcome to Thriving Thursdays, where I am going to give you some key nuggets in your everyday life. So today we are talking about the power of multiplication. And so we've all been through school. We know, how you get further by multiplying versus by adding. So I'm going to get my little notebook out, and my little handy dandy notebook is going to help me today, as sometimes it's easier to understand things or see things when it's visually right there in front of you. So it's like, I like to eat. Everybody likes to eat. You find your favorite restaurant. For example, I was talking about the Popeyes that they were building around the corner, and I kept going around to see when it's open. And yes, it's open now. I have gone there, but I kept going to check on it. And so what did I do? I let other people know there is a new Popeyes coming near the house. So if we're going to talk about multiples of 10, because 10 is easier to calculate than some of the other numbers. So 10. So if I told 10 people, hey guys, guess what? Popeyes is coming around the corner. We now have a closer one to go to. That's 10 people that may or may not have known that new Popeyes was being built, right? So when those 10 people tell 10 people, because, we all like, to spread some good news. So they're going to go tell 10 of your friends, hey, guess what I found out? Popeyes is opening around the corner from us, so much closer, super excited. That's now 100 people that knew. But if I never said anything to anybody, then those other 100 people or 99 people, I didn't do let's just say the 99 people. If I never said anything, 100 people. Let's go with 100 because I said I'm telling 10 people. So that's outside of me. So that's 10 times 10 is 100. And so that's 100 people that would have never known if I didn't share that information. And so we find that in all kinds of things that we do. We're excited about, a new business, a new restaurant, a new, designer or whatever it might be. And so we share that excitement with those that are around us, those that we know, or, now you can share it on Facebook, Instagram, and all kinds of stuff. So you can share it with so many people that you never met in your life. And so how that works is that now it's multiplied. So then we went from 10 people knowing to now 100 people knowing. And say those 100 people now tell 10 people, that's 1,000 people knowing. And then those 1,000 people tell 10 people, that's 10,000 people knowing. So I'm going to get my little handy dandy notebook and I'm going to say, I told 10 people. So that's 10. Y'all see the 10? Can y'all see the 10? I drew the 10. So those 10 people told 10 people. So that gives 100 people now know. Okay? And then those 100 people told 10 people. That's now 1,000 people know. Just for me telling 10 people, now 1,000 people know that there's a Popeyes right around the corner from us. And so those 1,000 people tell 10 people. That's 10,000. I wrote it on the wrong line. It's too close. That's why I stopped. 10,000. I don't have the best handwriting, y'all. I definitely was the one that kept getting their hand smacked with the ruler. Write it over, throw it away. So then, let's say those 10,000 people, they each tell 10. That is now 100,000 people that could possibly know that Popeyes is now around the corner. Now, what kind of business would happen to that Popeyes if 100,000 people know that Popeyes is there? It's a new store. Or we can do a mom and pop store because Popeyes is all over the place. A little mom and pop store that, is a favorite, that's not all over the place. You tell 10 people and they keep telling them. That's now 100,000 people that probably would have not went to there or not known because of the referral, how good the place is, if you never would have told the 10 people. So realistically, let's just say not everybody told 10 people. And if they did, then not those 10 people told 10 people. So let's say only a third of the people really have participated out of the 100. So a third of 100,000 is 33,000. 33,000. Can you see that? 33,000. Yes. The light is glaring it. So 33. Now only a third of the possible 100,000, and it can keep going on and 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 on. As many as it wants, but we're going to stop at 100,000 for this example. So only a third of the 100,000, which is now 33,000 people, can now affect this new mom and pop store or the Popeyes or whatever it is. But I switched from the mom and pops from Popeyes to the mom and pop store because they're not as common type of thing. So what happens when now the 33 that have now been affected by just me being willing to tell 10 people about this good news? The magnitude that place can grow is so much greater because the word of mouth, the word of me letting other people know. And so another example of doing that is we all talk about this generation and how, downhill it's going and, saying different things of what is going on. So what if we decided, and I'm going to use this example because I always invest in, my kids' friends. I get to know them, and, most parents that are involved, they want to know who their kids' friends are. So I'm going to use the youth as an example because they are our future. So since we're doing the multiple of 10, I'm going to stay with 10, but I really probably would have went to 5 because we are the sum total of let's go to 5. I got a piece of paper. I can do it. Let's go to 5. So we are the sum total of the 5 people that we surround ourselves around with. So if you are the sum total of the 5 people and you are investing in the 5 that are around you, your 5 sum total, that's 5 new people that are now prepared to be great in their future. So talking about your kids' friends. So my son is the sum total of the 5 people that he's around. So if I invest in those 5 people to be great, that's also pushing them to be great, and also pushing my son to be great, right? Because you're the sum total of the 5 people that you surround yourself around the most. So now those 5 of his friends have decided, you know what? I now have a circle of other, because you have different circles. So my son is in their circle, but they probably have other people in their circle that my son doesn't, talk to. So now they have another set of friends. So each one of those is now pushing those friends that they have outside that circle. So now the 5 turns into 25. So now I have not only affected and pushed for greatness 5, but now it trickles down to 25. So then when you multiply those 5, pouring into their 5, which is 25, and then those 25 each pouring into 5 of their friends, you see how the circle can get bigger. And it, 25 times 5, I believe, is 150. And then 150 times 5, I believe, is 750. Don't quote me. I'm trying to do this in my head. I said I was going to write it down, but I'm pretty sure some of y'all got that calculator out and y'all trying to figure it out yourselves and make sure that I'm giving you the correct numbers. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. I would have stayed with the 10 because it's easier, but we're going to do the 5 or the sum total. So now, let's just say that now I am started with 5, but I have the potential of now affecting 750 of our youth. What will happen to our future generations, our future lawyers, teachers, doctors, politicians, athletes, all of these people, if we took the time to pour in to at least 5? Our generations wouldn't be lost. Our generations wouldn't, we could continue to build and to be great and, see our generation's success. You'll see then you see the crime rate going down. Then you see the poverty rate going down. Then you see, the racism going down and violence and all of these things going down because we're taking the time to pour in to those that are around us, or pour into different things, because multiplication takes you a lot further. And so if each one does that, they take what they get, what they receive, and they pay it forward, or you can say giving back. They're paying it forward and giving to their, to the people that are there around them. We can change the world. So with one person, you have now begun to become a world changer. So what happens if you decide, this is what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do in every aspect of my life. What I'm going to do in giving back in, my community, and giving back into those that are around me. This is what I'm going to do. When somebody asks you, oh, how did you get to that point? These are the steps that I took to get there. Now, will you be able to take the same steps, and will you be able to have the same path that I had? No. But now you have some tools that can help assist you into where you're going. So you may not get to the same place that I am, but you will have the tools where you will not have to technically or necessarily go through the same things I had to get there. So then you pay it forward. Somebody else is going to ask you, well, what did you do? Can you help me? What are the steps? Not can you do it for me, but what are the steps that you, or the lessons that you learned during this time? So now you're affecting other people. It's no longer just you, but the power of multiplication is that it can affect so many people, and it can affect so many things that you never saw, that you never talked to, that you never helped, but you decided that I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to, and that goes into you starting, if you're starting a business, or, you want to write a book, you writing a book, you starting a business, you start with where you are. But as that gets into the hands of other people, it starts multiplying, and it starts ministering to those that you may have never met. And so in that, we've been talking, the month of May is Journey to Greatness, Support the Cause. For the month of May is Bethel Worship Center Church in Chesapeake, Virginia. And so that's what we are giving back to help them with their outreach ministry as they're, going through a building fund so they can minister to more people, do more things. Because one thing I did find out is being at a storefront church, there's more limitations that you have than being in a building. And so as they expand, they can do more with the community, as they already have a food pantry. They have, back to school. They have clothes drives. As they expand, they'll be able to have, daycare services like before and after care. I know those are some things as a mom that you think about. Where are good places that you can send your kids to that are positive, that you don't have to worry about them when they're there? And so they're doing different things to expand, to help the community. And so Journey to Greatness picked them for the month of May to be the foundation to give to. And so I it started today, and it goes on to the end of May 31st at 11:59, May 31st. Is when the challenge will end. And so the challenge is 100 people to give $100 towards the building fund. And now I put it out on my page, and I will put it in the information where you can go. You're not giving the money to me. It's not coming to me at all. It's going directly on the church website. There's a place that talks about the building fund and what they're trying to do. And it's a link that you give it right there. And yes, it's tax deductible, that you can put it there. So if I have 100 people that decide to take the challenge of giving $100, and then those 100 people decide, or 100 plus, decide to share it. So with 100 people, and they decide to give, that's now 100 times 100 is that 10,000? No, that's 100,000, right? It's 100,000. And so I believe it's 100,000. Y'all mathematicians, y'all let me know if I'm on track. But y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. So as you go and continue to expand, so say we get to 100,000 people. We reached 100,000 people that have received this challenge, and we go back to a third of them decide they're actually going to participate. So a third of 100,000 is 33,000. We went over that earlier. So 100 times 33,000 is 100 times 33,000 is 330,000. My math, I needed to have my calculator out here. Boom, boom, boom. Well, in the old school, you didn't have a calculator. You had to go on a piece of paper. And let's just say 100 times 100. Y'all going to see this. I'm actually going to write this out. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. 1, 0, 0, 0. No, 100 times 100 is 10,000. I think I got that right. 0, 0, 0, 0. So 10,000. I think, can y'all see my math? So I did 100 times 100, and then I did the, you know how you had to do it in elementary school? We didn't have calculators that they allowed us to use back there. I believe that's correct. So then you do the something. Y'all know what I'm saying. So let's just say that's the power of, multiplication. Thank you, Leslie. 100 is 10,000. I was on track. So I think I jumped ahead when I said 100,000, because if 10,000 each do 100, then that will be 100,000. Thank you, Leslie, for correcting me. So with that, what the challenge is that you don't have to just give 100,000. Ooh, if you want to give 100,000, you just go right ahead. You don't have to just give $100. You can give whatever is on your heart. And so I will have a prize for, I will check with, you let me know that you gave, inbox me, because I don't want other people to know your business. Just inbox me that you gave, and I will check with them to verify, and the person that gives the most amount will win a prize. And so there's going to be two prize winners, the one that donates the most amount. And if you can't donate $100, don't feel like you can't give anything at all. You just give what you can. But no, if you have to split it up, then you can pay 50 each week if you want to, and you just let me know. I paid 3 times. I split it up and did it that way. So what happens is that not only do the largest donator win a prize, but also if you share, like I said, I share with 100, and those 100, each one shares it with 100. So if the people that you share with let me know that you referred them, and and they participated in the $100 challenge, then the person that has the most referrals that participated will also win a prize as well. So there's 2 incentives to participate and encourage 100 of your friends and family to participate, as well as giving whatever, is on your heart to give. The person that decides that they want to give more and they give the most, that they will win a prize. So it is over May 31st at 11:59. You have from now until then to participate. And if you look in the events, you will see it on the events, and it should be also listed on my page, but I will put the information in the comments or in the description as well, so you have that information where you can go and give. All the rules and everything is there. So this is the power of giving back. This is the challenge of giving back and knowing that you are helping somebody else out. You're helping, people that are in need, that, need somewhere to go. They don't have enough food, to last them through the whole month. Their kids are hungry, and, this helps them to replenish the food bank. This also helps them, like I said, as they want to do, build an area or, update an area so they can help kids and help parents. There's a lot of single parents out there that are trying to find safe places to go. And the way that today's society is, many people are working many jobs. And so you have a lot of kids that, parents are working and they don't see much of their, parents, and the parents don't see much of their kids. Unlike me. I'm the parent that's running everybody around. That's at all the events. I definitely been blessed to be able to, be there for my kids as they need me to be. But it wasn't always like that. I had to get second babysitters and stuff at, times, because I had to work another job. And so, you do what you have to do, but this is a time of giving back. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, is the power of multiplication. As you feed or you pour into things that are dear to your heart. You pour into the people that are around you. You pour into the youth. You pour into different ministries and help causes to bring awareness to different things. You are touching people that you will never, ever, ever meet. But you're able to help them to get to a place that they may not have been able to get to, may or may not, but you played a part, and there's something about in you that you feel when you're able to help somebody else do what they need to do. So with that being said, I am getting ready to get out of here to get ready for this game because, yes, Golden State is playing tonight. And so it's kind of funny. I was sitting there watching the game. What's today? Thursday. So it came on Tuesday. The game started on Tuesday. I was watching the game and just how both Currys was playing, and just everybody was just going for it. That game was so exciting, and I'm ready to watch tonight. So thank you for joining. Please consider joining the $100 challenge, being one of the 100 people. And no, it does not have to stop at 100 people. It can go to 100,000 people. It does not matter how far it reaches, but as long as we are giving back and doing something to help somebody else. We all have had times where we needed somebody to help us. And it's not always that we needed somebody to help us financially. It could be, you needed somebody to help you get to the store because your kids took your car. Not that you didn't have a car. Your kids took your car, or you might not have had a car at that time. Or you just needed somebody to help you hang a picture up on the wall. You see, I'm in the Hall of Fame studio and I have all of my kids' stuff hanging up. So you needed somebody to help you to hold the nail or, whatever. We all need help at different times. And so because we need help at different times, we know others need help as well. And we want to be a blessing and be able to help them with that. So with that being said, join me on Tuesday for Just Thrive, and next Thursday for Thriving Thursday, where I will give you some more key nuggets in your everyday life. Thank you for our newcomers. Thank you for those that have joined us. Come back next week. Enjoy your weekend, and I will keep you posted next week about what happened